Welcome back, everyone. It is 12:16 on this First Alert Weather Day. Let's kind of walk you through how the rest of this event will unfold as we continue to track that coastal low. We're going to see scattered rain from time to time today, and of course that persistent gusty wind. Now, in terms of coastal flooding, it's still possible during the afternoon, later in the afternoon high tide cycle. We'll get to that in just a bit. And then tomorrow, finally, we see that coastal low departing. It'll just take a little bit of time for us to get into some sunnier conditions and less breezier conditions. But in terms of our only alert still that exists, it's down towards the shoreline, coastal flood advisory, where you can see a foot and a half, maybe at a maximum 2 feet of inundation. But so far, the previous two high tide cycles, that didn't happen. Let's hope that that is the case again. But we still have to be prepared along the shoreline. There, a look at the high tides that are happening this afternoon. And so we will wait and see. We'll have crews down there monitoring the situation. You can always report back to us as well. Find us on social media, things like that. 45, that's the strongest gust we have right now. That's in Groton. It's been in that 25, 30, 35 mile per hour range elsewhere. And this has just been ongoing, kind of relentless. Here are some of the top gusts. We had 47, Bridgeport, Sanford, and Groton at 47 miles per hour. A lot of the ones across the rest of our state, other than in Bethany, New Haven, and Prospect, have been in that mid and upper 30 mile per hour range. Gusts, that's a different story. Sustained, yeah, you're in that 15 to 25 mile per hour sustained zone, 22 mile per hour wind sustained right now in Waterbury, where rain has already lifted through. You're getting a little low in the action, 52 degrees. You can definitely see the trees are really moving with those gusty winds in the Mystic, but not stopping people from going out and about. So if you don't, hello there, mind a little rain, then you're good to go. Here's a look at the wind gust trend. As we take a look at the shoreline, it's staying up pretty much all the way through the overnight hours, so not really backing off much. And then in terms of the inland wind gusts, will be strongest through about 5, 6 o'clock before coming down a little bit. But those wind chimes still be chiming around, singing around as we get into the evening and overnight hours. First Alert live radar, the only live radar in the state. We've had plenty of lulls, but there are bands that continue to develop and lift their way northward, and that's where we're kind of expecting these bands of showers to continue that direction northward time. And as we kind of take a wider view, there's the low. It hasn't moved much in several hours. We continue to see development to the east and then north of it, and everything just kind of lifts in our direction. So this trend is not going to stop anytime soon. You'll have just wavering rounds of either rain or no rain, then a burst of heavy rain. So we're just keeping you updated on this unsettled weather that will continue through the rest of today. The winds will be less aggressive tomorrow. We'll start to get into some brighter conditions, but it will take until we get to Wednesday for the brightness and the warmth to return. We're back to normal by Wednesday, but yeah, it's just kind of raw out there for the rest of today. Just keep in mind, be careful traveling if you encounter any wet leaves. Be very slippery to try and, break your vehicle. And in terms of those wind gusts, we still have some limbs that are going to be coming down. Could be some additional power outages, so be prepared for that. But know that we have light around the corner with beautiful weather unfolding, and this weekend is looking absolutely superb with those 60s becoming 70s by Sunday. Looking fantastic. Then we'll have another final check of your forecast in less than 10 minutes. Kara?